Actually, what brought me to this film is everything. Everything what is in the film, it make me feel it is my duty as an Iraqi and as a filmmaker to be part of this, because it say a lot about myself, say a lot about what I try to do as a filmmaker to represent my country in the best way in the middle of this chaos of what's going on. And that's where I start since 2003 with my first film during the war until today. Always I try to represent my country in the best way, and this is, you can see it through the film and through the people behind this film, like Matthew, Joe, Anthony, all the team. They were really having one mission, the human story of liberating Mosul, the human story of those individual Iraqi normal human being want to liberate the city and to save their family and their relative. When I read the script of Matthew, I was really amazed. I cried. I felt like, wow, finally some people in LA can get our voice in the right way, because always we have been portrayed in not a great way. I mean, the Arabic people, the Muslim people, the Middle East people, always we are a not great way of putting us in the story, or we will be like secondary in any story. I work in the green zone, and it was also a great film with Matt Damon, Paul Greengrass and all the team. But Mosul was special. Mosul was really special for me because it was touching and it was just Iraqi represent themselves to the world. And it's true story because I made some of the commentary about what happened in Mosul, and it's exactly what's been written on the script. You see this kind of story happen. So I felt like it is part of me and my duty to myself and to my country, to my family, to be part of this film. We, from the beginning, when I read the script and I spoke with Matthew and I asked him certain question, he told me he wanted us, it looked like Iraqi film 100%. And from the beginning, he and his team want to have everything exactly how it is and what was happened, how they speak, how they talk, how they move, everything. So from the start, I felt I need to bring Iraqi actors from Iraq, and we fight for that, we work in that, but unfortunately we couldn't get the Iraqi to go to Morocco, where the production happened. And then we tried to think about Iraqi living abroad, and then I felt like we need to have the right team, the team to be around us for Iraqi, like the coach, Abbas, Dr. Abbas, like Sam, like Zainab Al-Hariri, all of the team. We felt like we need to have an Iraqi team to be with us so we can get it exactly like how it should be. At the same time, I give some advice to Matthew regarding the script, regarding things happen, like when we were in the production, something to do with costume, with location. But the Iraqi team that they were there, they were great, and we were really like band of brother with the actors, with the rest of the team. We were working together like constant, try to make it really like when Iraqi people see it, they will believe in it. It's Mosul, it's Iraqi people. The process is basically, as I say from the beginning, we want to have the right team with us. For example, we brought Zainab Al-Hariri, she's Iraqi, live in the UK. We brought another people. We find Dr. Abbas in Morocco. He's a coach, he's from Mosul, he's a professional. And then the rest of the team. And that's where we start to build one by one the team and work closely. And the good thing is you have the US team, they are very open and listening. Matthew, he was a great filmmaker. Like I learned from him how to listen. He was listening to me, listen to all the team, small team, big guys, always like he's thinking, okay, what's happening here, what's going on here, what do you think guys about that? And they were open to process if we have any issue or any problem there and then, and they will adjust this to the situation. I mean, with the big crew, international crew, Moroccan, US, New Zealand, French, British, big team was behind it. It was an idea of how can we put it together in the right way, and this kind of open mind until the story being in the screen. That was the process. And I think we should give the credit to Joe and Anthony, the trust that they give to Matthew, and also Matthew, the trust that he gives to us to cooperate with him. Working with AGBO and Joe and Anthony, it was a great pleasure. Really happy to know them. Besides, they are big filmmakers and they make great films. They are great human beings, great people to talk with them, you know, one-to-one, open-minded, have a good knowledge about the world affair, and they understand the situation in Middle East, and they want to do something there. And they were like a great listener. When I tell them some of my experience and how I make my films in Iraq, how we try to fight as an Iraqi culture, people, filmmaker, they were really in support. And I had a good experience with them in the campaign of the film in Venice, in Toronto. I would love to work with them again, of course, in one of my films. I would love that they can produce or help me with any of my films or their films if I can work with them. And AGBO team is very good team. Like all the team from AGBO that I met and worked with them, they were really nice human beings. And that's important. It looked like a family. You don't see them like a far away come from America with, you know, sometimes you have this kind of American mentality. We are the big. No, they are really down to earth, have a smile, try to see things in the right way, discuss, talk, listening to us, because the story is about us, about Iraqi, Arab, Muslim, and that's very important to have people listen and not try to force their way. And that's what AGBO team was working with us. The reception of the film was great. I mean, now the promo coming with Netflix, I get calls from everywhere, and like in Iraq, in the Arab world, press, people, politicians, normal people call me, say how proud they see Iraqi film with Iraqi dialect, with Arab people as the main hero. And then all the people looking forward to see it on the 26th of November. And I feel we're achieving big things. And I think Joe and Anthony and Matthew and all the team with us, we may sometimes, we can say, we change the history of LA in the way how they portray ethnic people or country or Middle East. And I hope it's a good example to the people to try to make new story, new film about that. You know, in Iraq we have hundreds of thousands or millions of thousands of story can be told to the world. Like any story happened in America, in Europe, in Second World War, you know. You have this kind of tragedy, unfortunately, with the country coming from war, dictatorships, occupation. So you have the human story there, and that's the beauty if you have another person came and make and tell the story about you. Because for example, for me as a filmmaker, I wish also to go to America and make a story about American people, because I will portray them differently but in another point of view, because I will look to the human side that they have, that they are connected together. For example, I will never forget that once in my film Son of Babylon, when it was screened in Sundance Film Festival, it was late in the night and film is finished, and a group of women come surrounding me, basically look at me, and one of the women came and she started to cry and hug me, and I don't know what to do. I was standing, shall I hug her, I don't know what to do. And then I find out those women is the mother of American soldiers lost in Iraq, and basically she did not cry because she remembered her son. She was crying because she felt the character that I portrayed, the mother of Ibrahim, is like her as a mother, because she never felt like the Iraqi woman can have the same feeling as a mother feeling. And this is the beauty of filmmaker and telling the story of humanity. So that's one of the things that I would love to do also, to encourage American, European filmmaker come and do films about Iraq. And also I wish that I can make a film in America. The performance of the actors was amazing, astonishing. Matthew did a great job with Suhail and with Adam and with the rest of the team. And I feel like, you know what, they were really believing what they're doing. They were really like, want to do that. And Suhail, he was amazing. He was so in this story of General Jassim, and you can feel him. You can feel his anger. You can feel his frustration. You can feel all of that. And they were listening. When I was there in the set and talking with Suhail, talking with Adam and the rest of the team, they were listening and went and asked me always, what do you think? What do you think? As a filmmaker, as Iraqi, what do you think? We are doing good. And I think they did a great job. For me, I will cast them again in one of my films. Suhail, I will cast him. Adam, I will cast him. Of course, as Iraqi, he's Tunisian. I will cast him as Iraqi. And the rest of the team, they were really amazing. Those guys, non-professional, and they came and took part in this film. Thanks to Matthew and thanks to this film, we have a new stars in the Arab world. We can relate to them in international level. MOSUL film is important because it says a lot. First of all, about the story itself, about those people want to save their city and want to liberate their city from the evil Daesh, and also the course of their aim to liberate and free their family and relative. It is an international story. A story can happen anywhere, and not only in Iraq or Middle East. And this kind of band of brother, this kind of people in the difficult situation. We always say in Iraq, you will test the people through the difficult situation, and then you will find out who they are actually. Because when you are in a difficult situation, it will face you with what kind of compromise you will make. And I think MOSUL is a very important story to be told and to be screened in Netflix. Netflix with the international level that they have, and people member of Netflix internationally, I think it's important people can see from Brazil, from India, from Finland, from Africa, can see MOSUL. And also important from production point of view, because we can say it's the first film from America that will have no American actors, no American story, mainly the story of the real people, the Arabic, the Iraqi, the Muslim, try to liberate their country, and this portrayed us in a different way. This is something positive. This is very positive. What Joe and Anthony and Matthew and the team did is basically 50 years from now, 100 years from now, they will say, historian will say, MOSUL may be the first film have been portrayed Arabic people in a good, positive way. And this is a credit we need to give to the team and to all of us. And to all of us are proud of MOSUL. And I wish Netflix can invest more and put more effort to make films like in Middle East, because we have a lot of story. But unfortunately, we have been portrayed in not a great way. And that's what our fight, me as a filmmaker and all my colleagues and friends from the Arab world, we always try to say, well, guys, we are not Al-Qaeda or Daesh. We are not only terrorism. We are not only having oil and doing nothing. No, we are part of this humanity and the civilized people, and we can do something there. And that's what we try to bring our voice.